Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so I played on both PC, which I wrote my impressions for Eurogame. You may or may not have read, but it's up there now if you want to. And then I've recently, today, just played a bit on the PS4 as well. Very different, almost, there's no difference really. So Battlefield Hardline is the new Battlefield game, but it's not from DICE, it's from Visceral, the people behind Dead Space and Dante's Inferno. The trailer leaked just before E3 with a kind of Heat vibe, cops and robbers. There's a campaign mode. It seems quite cool. Visceral have much more pedigree when it comes to single-player games than DICE ever have, so I'm a bit more hopeful than those dreadful Battlefield campaigns. But what we have here is a single-map, two-mode beta, which, first things first, and I pinned my article around this, the fucker works. I'm so used to Battlefield 4 just kicking him in balls all the time that, got the code, downloaded it, worked straight into the server browser on PC as it works through Battlelog. Pick the game, pick the map, loads, no crashes, no problems, just like a game, just like games work. You know, I'm not going to say there's not a few little tiny glitches here and there, it's a beta, but yeah, it worked. But here, okay, so it's cops versus robbers, 16 players aside, two new modes. One is called Blood Money, the other is called Heist. And in Blood Money, the two teams have to fight over the cash in a central hub of cash in the map and bring that cash back to their respective vaults, which are in the backs of vans, basically in underground car parks on either side of the map. Where the twists come is that not only can you shoot other players who are carrying cash and steal their cash, as you've been able to in other games, you can also raid the vault of the other team. So a lot of strategy comes into it, where one team can take a huge lead, but a coordinated attack from the other team can actually completely smash their vault if you can keep them off it and then get that money back to yours and win it quite easily. Or during that, another squad could go to the central hub of cash and start raiding that to get cash from either the vaults or the central hub. It's the classic Battlefield progress circle. So every time that it goes around, you take more cash. So you've got that risk-reward thing. If you hang around there too long, you might get shot, but you're going to get more cash. Really, really, really good mode. Had some classic moments in it already. Some really clever back and forth. Some like raids where me and another guy jumped in a car, raided their vault was unguarded, snatched a load of cash, shot our way out, jumped back in the car, sped back to our vault while explosions were going off everywhere, helicopters were chasing us. That's why you play Battlefield games, and it is still very much a Battlefield game despite being this cops and robbers thing. There are a few new things, like a few new equipment things where there's like a grappling hook and a zip line and a few different bits and bobs, and obviously the dialogue and incidental dialogue is different than themed around cops and robbers, but it's still very much a Battlefield game. It feels, looks and plays like a Battlefield game. Second mode is called Heist, but a more disappointing mode than Blood Money because the trailers make it look like kind of more than it is right now. It suggests that you're going to be having these epic chases and things like that, and what it actually is kind of a fairly basic kind of almost CTF variant, I guess you could call it, if you were being very, very broad with it. What happens in this map is the match starts with two security vans being tipped over basically in the centre of LA, and the criminals have to come and slowly use progress bars to blow up the vans, get the loot, and then they're trying to get the loot to capture points. The police are trying to hold down the vans, and then if they can't do that, they're trying to stop the criminals getting away with the loot. What the trailer suggests is that you've got this initial shootout over the loot, and then you're going to be having amazing police car chases through tunnels and stuff like that. Yes, that is possible, but the map is very small for a Battlefield map. So what's more likely to happen is people are running away and you just have a series of protracted gun battles which eventually lead to getting up one of the skyscrapers to try and get away. It's fine, it's fun. It's not as fun as Blood Money for me. It has some problems where it makes no sense that if say the baddies are running away with the loot and the police get them, kill them, then they have to kind of hold that area for a while. Fair enough from a gameplay point of view, but then the loot just resets. So that just shatters the fiction instantly of what you're playing. It makes zero sense. From a gameplay balance point of view, I get it. This is the sport, effectively, that you're trying to play. But if you're trying to sort of cultivate this cops and robbers fantasy, that kills it straight away. And yeah, like I said, that you're not really having those types of car chases. I'm hoping we'll see other maps that are the size of something like a Caspian Border, or from Battlefield 3, or just some of the classic really big maps that we've seen, with the really long maps that work well for Rush, so you can actually have proper vehicle chases. But yeah, generally very impressed. Very fun. It works. Battlefield is always good. I would hope that some of the modes that we see in the final game involve smaller team types, because I think for the fantasy again that they're creating, it may be a bit too much of a mess. That kind of Battlefield, or everyone piling in, carnage everywhere. There's not that much room for subtlety in that. And I would like to see maybe an 8-on-8 mode, just to see if that allows a bit more. What's the word I'm looking for? Just allows for some different types of scenarios to arrive, where you're not constantly on the lookout for snipers and you're constantly under threat. We shall see, but yeah, just pretty impressed so far. I like it a lot. It's cool and it works.